The Celtic fallout continues here early Wednesday morning. Cal McGregor, Cal Mac, has come out and said it was a humbling experience. It was completely embarrassing. Brendan Rodgers saying that VAR is making football like a computer game, and it just seems at all a wee bit whiny. We heard the same excuse of, oh well, it's the golf and money, it's the golf and finances. You know, Celtic aren't on what Atletico are on. So what about when they drew two each? Well, they suddenly, Celtic should have won the game at Parkhead, in my personal opinion. Like, let's be real, right? Seeing you go down to 10 men that early on against, a really good team in Europe, the writing's on the wall, but why are you fucking using those excuses, man? Honestly, it is honestly embarrassing. And here, oh yeah, the Rangers fans saying that. No, because see when Rangers get pumped 5-1 by PSV, I wasn't fucking trying to cry about the finances. No, it's a fucking joke. We beat them last year. Theoretically, the team is a better for last year. Probably worse, our team. But that's not an excuse. The finances between us and PSV, it's irrelevant. The players fucking bottled it on the night. And here, would I say Celtic bottled it? I would say they were pretty shite. But maybe we'll throw the term in there, bottled, just for the Celtic fans to be a wee bit humbled. But talking of humbling, this is what McGregor told TNT Sports. He said, that's a humbling experience for us. It's embarrassing to concede 6 goals. It's hard enough at this level with 11 men. That's 2 games we've had players sent off. If we can get the 1-0 at half time, the game probably feels a little bit different. We make the game difficult for ourselves. We played really well in the game 2 weeks ago, but that's a sore one for us. But we've got John Hartson saying, oh, you can't judge Celtic on tonight, Phil. You can't judge them on tonight, Phil. Well, Celtic haven't won a home game in the Champions League in like a decade, haven't won a Champions League game in like 6 years. The European record is fucking mince, regardless of what competition it's in. So when are we going to judge them, John? Honestly. Like, that is fucking shite. I'm sorry, it is. You cannot judge it on that. You cannot judge it on that. Of course you can fucking judge it on that, man. Anyway, last night we were kind of split about if Dyson Maeda should have been sent off. He think Big Son of Scotland 90 on this channel thinks it wasn't a red. For me, I don't think it was a red, but in this day and age, they get given. So you kind of just have to accept it, don't you? And I'm not going to cry too much about Celtic getting a player sent off. That is for sure. But anyway, Brendan Rodgers, Calmac have reacted to this defeat. Let's see what you guys thought in the comments. Gav Hen Rad says, embarrassing. We have half the team injured and out the Champions League. They're just fucking embarrassing. Oh, Rangers fans getting in. Rangers fans beginning to roast the Celtic fans for this. I touched on it last night. I think the constant flip-flopping between both sets of supporters when one of them gets pumped in Europe, it's cheap. And that's coming from a Rangers fan. I think it's great that Celtic get pumped 6-0. Now here, does it affect the coefficient? Absolutely, but fuck them. It's Celtic. They have to lose, in my eyes. Every game, they're going to have to lose. And see, at the end of the day, they were laughing when we get beat 5-1 by PSV. We're laughing they got beat 6-0. But in the overall grand scheme of things, we've both been fucking, the past 2 seasons in Europe, we've both been shite. Oh, but we had a first half against Real Madrid. No, I'm not fucking buying that, man. I don't give a fuck about that. Honestly, it's a results-based business. Good performance, yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, you need to back up your performances with results. And at least Rangers, Europa League run, Europa League games, we're doing that. Where are Celtic backing up performances with results? All right, yeah, against Atletico, the last game, I think they should have won that game, but, cheap goals were given away as well. The audacity. Fair play, Scotland shame. You know what? Bobby McCulloch says, the unwashed are obsessed with Rangers. Imagine getting hammered by a cash machine, ATM. Look at Richard Rodgers' record in Europe, pathetic, a cash machine. Grow up. That Atletico team cost 8 times that of Celtic and won't be long until Sevco are pumped at the Europa League. And how is the league going? -8. And remember, 2 trophies in 11 years. And let that sink in. This guy must have an image of the door being opened and a fucking sink being at the door, because that's all he says. Let that sink in. Andy Boy says, mate, I'm a Celtic fan and it's a Scottish thing. These European referees are biased against Scottish players. Moving into the last selected few comments, couldn't go through, I mean, there was about 50 comments, don't have time to go through them all today, but Davey says, the European brothers are now at it. We won't be long till Sevco are pumped at the Europa League, and he says Sevco aren't in Europa. So I can't really tell if this is a Celtic or a Rangers fan. Is he saying that Sevco doesn't exist, so therefore they aren't in Europe, or is he just trying to deny the fact that Rangers are even in Europe? Kind of confused about that. Anglin Ayrshire says, "Wow, man, listen to you two. What competition are you in? Who's the worst record in Champions League history? Short memories." Well, I mean, Celtic have the worst record in Champions League history. Who's played over 50? The worst team ever over 50 games. To me, that's worse than a season. A season can be looked at as a one-off. Now here, if Rangers were in the Champions League this season, would they be getting scudded? Absolutely. Maybe with Big Phil at the helm, maybe they'd win the group, But in all seriousness, Rangers had the worst ever Champions League season, right? And you know what? We did. I accept that. Fact is, Celtic have of all the teams that have played more than 50 games in this competition, they've got the worst record. Brendan Rodgers, as a manager who's played over 20 games, has got the worst record in this competition. Let's not fucking kid ourselves about what is shite. And who is like... Both records are pish, but I would rather have the one season bad record than, the overall bad record. And this prick saying Sevco have the worst Champions League record, Liverpool 7, Sevco 1, springs in mind, laughing emoji. And it's like, well, hold on here, right? You just get beat by Atletico 6-0. That Rangers game was last year, and I'm not defending that. See the fact that Rangers even attempted to fucking sell a picture of it, that's embarrassing. But it's just my point, it's so petty. Your team get beat 6-0, and all you can think about is when Liverpool pumped us 7-1. Just accept the L and fucking move on. Paul McLean says, a bit obsessed, you clown. Sevco are still the worst team in the history of the competition. And so are Celtic. We're both pish, right? Both absolute pish. But Celtic fans just need to hold this 6-0 and the fact that they're a Diddy team. So until then, peace.